Hi guys, so the first thing is I need to understand the situation of the scene, which is Katara is making a defense against the attack of firebending Zuko. So the force of the water comes from the ground and she makes a huge splash of water above her so she can cover up herself. And then now I'm going to use pen tool to trace the path of the sketch, and then I'm going to fill this later. Now we're going to fill this part. Yes. And then the next is the water above her. It's another layer. Yes. So of course we're still going to track the path using the pen tool and then fill. Yep. So I adjusted the opacity of the layer because of course it's water, so it should be transparent. So now I'm going to just tone down the color of the water behind her, so it's gonna make an illusion that's the water is behind her. Then I'm going to erase some parts, so it looks like a liquid. It's not going to be like a solid flow of water. Yes, you can use any brush, any airbrush. We all have airbrushes, free airbrushes, both Photoshop and Procreate. So you can just pick any of those to make this uh, water effect. Then also gotta do this on the water on the top of her head. Okay, now I'm just going to mix match some colors, like the shades of the water. Because sometimes there are parts that are dark blue, and then some parts of the water were green and greenish. I should say, like greenish and then turquoise. So just have to incorporate that effect so it has the feeling of the ocean. So it's not like a colorine blue color of the water. Now it's time to the blur tool. This is very important because first of all, I like using blur tool because it makes the object looks like it's moving, and of course this is water, so it should look like it's moving and it's flowing. So I like to use blur tool in both Procreate and Photoshop. You can just use the Irish blur or I think the perspective blur. Um, that's the tool on Procreate, the perspective tool. But in Photoshop, it's called Irish blur. You can find it on Blur Gallery. Now I just bring back the duplicate of the layer of the water. Yes, because I realized that it's very thin. Yeah, the layer that I have erased. So yeah, I just wanted to make the water look thicker. Okay, so now I'm going to use the warp tool to explore the distorted shape of the water to make it more like flowy and more of a liquid look like. Yeah, it's very important, the warp tool for this water bending effect. I always use this even in Procreate. Then now I used another brush with a texture. Again, you can also use another textured brush randomly from your brush gallery, both in Photoshop and Procreate. Any brushes in that, you just have to like support the texture of the water, and just have to erase some other parts so it can create sharp lines, you know. Also, I am trying to put this sprinkles sometimes, that the the effect when the water touches the other element, it's kind of like exploded drops of water. And then now the final part, the color grading. It's very important for me because it sets the temperature, especially these elements. You know, you can set of warm and cold, because especially in this scene, it's between water and fire, so it really helps.